Hey, this is Brad Tipton, author, artist, songwriter, speaker, and founder of Manifested Kingdom Training Institute, where we give individuals the specific and simple ABC steps on how to execute life in such a way that they get what we call Jesus-level results, not only in their personal and private lives, but as well in their public and vocational lives. And so today what we're working on is activating, revealing, and just unleashing your purpose. How to find your purpose, how to bring it to the forefront and release it. So long I just didn't know my purpose. I had, given my life to the Lord, and I was just an awesome young man. But insofar as specifics about my purpose, I really didn't know. So when you don't know your purpose, one of the more difficult things to know is, what people to connect with, what people to release out of your life, what direction to go in, what jobs to accept, which assignments to take, which to let go past. So many things are so unclear when you don't know your purpose that it's so important to find your purpose so that your life, you can walk it out with power. You can walk it out with a level of integrity. You can walk it out with a level of confidence that unlike any other way, you just can't have it if you don't know your purpose. So the last time we were talking, we were using what we call our workstation, right? And on our workstation, we had come up with what's called the 7 mountain strategy, the 7 mountain philosophy. And we had gone over religion and family, technology, which also includes science, arts and entertainment, education, government, and the marketplace. And I began to ask you, of all of these, which 3, because you may have a desire to do things in all of them, or many of them, but let's just narrow it for now, about which 3 really capture your heart. For me, it turned out to be the things of the religious area, because I just really enjoy studying that, regardless of, my life in church or whatever. I would study this regardless. It's just what I'm into. Some people are into sports. I'm into that. And so the other thing is that I do have the CD out there, On Eagle's Wings by Brad Tipton. And so I'm part of the arts and entertainment community. That's important for me as well. And the last area is education. I also love business. I promise you, I love business. I consult in business. I've done sales in business. I've trained and done all kinds of different things with top companies all over the country. But it didn't make my top 3. So my top 3 turned out to be education, arts and entertainment, and religion. Now I'm going to ask you to look at your 3. You got your star over it, right? We put a star over the 3 that were important to us. But now I'm going to ask you, which one is number 1? Which one is number 1? And you can kind of go backward if you want to. You can do it the other way. Like for me, I'm going to grab my red marker this time. So for me, I have a love for all of these, but which one is number 1? Well, let me just kind of back my way into it, right? So let's see. Arts and entertainment. I have written songs. I have written them. I continue to write them, and it's lovely and all that. But my education and my religious thing, my teaching, training, and developing and growing individuals, and my religious studies, those rank higher. So I would say that the arts and entertainment is probably, I would say, number 3, right? It's number 3. So I put my 3 over it. And between my religious studies and my education, I tell you, I can't help but, get a concordance or read a dictionary or read history regarding the things of God. So it's pretty easy on that one. So number 2 is education. And so that means number 1 is my religious studies. So what about you? What is your number 1? So you can back into it if you want to, or you can rank them however you want to. But let's do that right now. Take a moment and turn off the video if you need to. Let's take a moment, and you take a moment, and go to your workstation, and let's figure out which one is number 1, which one is number 2, which one is number 3. That's going to be so important for the next part of what we're about to study and get into. So take the time, turn off the video if you need to, but let's get number 1, number 2, and number 3 down. I'll check you back here in a moment. All right, glad you had a chance to come and find out which priority you have for number 1, number 2, number 3. My number 1 is that. And so, since that's my number 1, I am going to put a heart over it. And I encourage you to do the very same thing. Take the time, put a heart over it, have some fun. This is your life. Your life should be fun. Your life should be exciting. So I'm putting a heart over mine. put a heart, and then I'll put a little arrow through it, Cupid or whatever you want to call it. There we go. Love it. So the religion area is my favorite. So I got my heart around it, and that's really where my heart is. So I guess that's a perfect reason. So next, we're going to get into some other things. And the questions that we're going to ask ourselves is who, what, when, where, how. Like a detective, right? So remember the Sherlock Holmes with the hat on both sides? What we're about to do is kind of some of that, because we need to know, well, we've done the where, right? We know where your heart is pointed. So we know the where. So I'm going to write it here. Who, what, where, when, how. Who, what, where, when, how. Right? And sorry if I drifted off on you there. But though you can do the very same thing too on your mount, because you need to know, and we do know this. So we can go ahead and let me get back to my black marker, and let's do this. So we know where your heart is. We know where your desire is, so we can check that off. Right? We know that my heart is number one toward the things of the religious studies and that type of thing. Number two is here under education and training and development. And number three is arts and entertainment. So whatever my purpose is, it's to impact these three areas, throughout my life initially, but certainly the first one. Right? And so we know the where. So the question is the who. Who? I understand that you want to say, so let's say that yours is technology, right? Let's say that we're just picking one out of a hat for yours, but we can apply this to all of them. Let's say that your area is technology. But the question is, that's a big mountain. Are we talking about children? Little children like grade school children or younger? Are we talking to young babies? Are we talking grade school children? Are we talking middle school children or high school children? Are we talking young adults? Are we talking adults? Are we talking elderly? Right? Those are the ones. So let me write, I don't know if I can write that here, but are we talking, and I'll write that here, are we talking babies? Are we talking babes? Are we talking young children? Because we have to know who you're going to be impacting, who your heart is for. If you have a liking for youth, that's great. If you have a liking for working with little kids, that's great. If you have a knack for working with the elderly, then you know that your technology is about how to help elderly people learn how to do the internet, or how to get on the computer, or how to do some technical thing. It doesn't matter. Maybe you are religion and you want to work with babies, how to show the little ones, the little kids, how to study the Bible. Or maybe you're in government and you want to work with high school. Maybe it's high school. I'm sorry, I jumped one. I'm sorry, let me back up. Young children. Let's do grade school. Right? Or is it middle school individuals? We have to know who your target is for. My daughter, she said that she wants to teach, but she wants to teach college students. Right? And so right now she's just about to head over to Europe. She's about to head into her senior year in high school, but she already knows that she wants to be a teacher and that she wants to teach college students. She doesn't want to teach little babies. She doesn't want grade school or middle school. She doesn't even want high school. She wants college. So it's important. So middle school, is it high school individuals that you want to touch, that age group? Is it young adults, like college age individuals, right? Or is it adults, right? 25 to 55 year age range. Or is it seniors? Senior citizens, right? So the question is, who? I know you want to work in the technology field, But who is it that you want to touch? Who do you have a heart? Do you like working with elderly people? Then there you go. So you're a tech person who wants to work with senior citizens, right? Or you are an arts and entertainment individual. You want to show middle school children the foundations of art, right? Or you love the government, but you want to work with adults insofar as the campaign drives or whatever it is. So who do you want to work with? Which group? Babes, young children, grade school, middle school, high school, young adults, regular adults, or senior citizens? Right? Or do you want to work? I want to press this one. Some people like to work with cadavers in a medical field. Some people like to study the body, like I forgot which artist that was. Was it Michelangelo or was it, who was that? I don't recall it, but he studied the bodies of those who had passed away to understand the art of it. So I guess you go even past that, if that's where your heart is. Maybe you want to be a CSI agent and figure out why the person died, right? So once you know where your heart is, the question is to know who is your audience. Whose lives do you want to touch? Whose lives do you want to touch? That's the next area. So let's do this. So take time right now. And I would encourage you. So you don't have to write all of these, but write the ones that you want to touch. Let's go with at least 3. So for me, I'm not really into babes or young children, grade school. I would like to work with high school. No, I would say for me, it's more young adults and adults. That's my heart. So which 2 groups are strongest in your heart? Which 2 are for you? Right? Which 2 are for you? So from this group, is it babes or young children, grade school kids, middle school or high school, young adults, seniors, or farther on, passed away? Who? Now let's drill even farther. So you need 2. So check your 2 and get them right there on your workstation. All right? So do you want to work with males or females mostly? Male or female mostly? Or does it not matter? Both. Or would you, because I know I have a strong heart toward men. I'm really kind of tough on men. I like men to grow and be stable and secure for their families. And so that's a real strong thrust for me. But for me, I love training and growing and developing both. But usually, I really enjoy young adults and adults. Seniors, not necessarily my gift point. That doesn't mean that's not for you. So for me, young adults, doesn't matter if it's men or women. And adults, doesn't matter if it's men or women. So my calling is toward the religion field. I kind of like training and growing and developing them, making music for them. But it's more toward men and women that are young adults and adults. Who is it for you? Who is it for you? We got a whole lot more to talk about. But get those on your workstation, and I'll join you back in the next video. This is Brad Tipton. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Thanks.